What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's me, Wamsy. Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about a few different topics, and I'm going to kind of be talking about them off the cuff into a podcast format. So, first order of business is something quick, something a lot of you competitive gamers might have an issue with. I know I have a buddy that didn't even want to touch Rainbow Six because of this update, but to me it's not a huge deal. I don't care that much personally. I just play that game to play with my friends, but there's a lot of people that do care. They're afraid that it will change the creative integrity of the game in the future. Let's see. Right here. Let me switch over so you can see. I found this on Reddit just because I wanted to bring in some outside opinions, considering I don't have anyone talking to me. But James1010 quotes the Reddit post from Ubisoft that says, ultimately, there will be some things that we will have to be split up build-wise, and all that will be taken into consideration for separate builds. So James1010 says, so in actual fact, you are maintaining two builds together. Why go through all the fucking trouble to remove all this Chinese censored stuff from existing content then? If you could just keep it and split Western builds anyways. It's an absolutely absurd decision. On top of all that, removing gambling machines, but keeping gambling loot boxes. Really, Ubisoft? Personally, I agree with the loot boxes thing. You can't have these slot machines right here in the game. I mean, it was there. They took them out, replaced them with some beer bottles. There's nothing else there. It's nothing too detrimental. I also noticed another poster on Reddit said, is this going to affect future creative integrity? I could see that being a thing too. I mean, the fact they can't have skulls or knives, they reduce environmental blood. It's a restriction that they're going to have to deal with. And of course, they can't have any lewd neon signs of women because that shit needs to be censored right away. But he makes a good point. Why go through all the trouble to make them one build? On Ubisoft's part, I get it. It'd be a lot easier to have one development team on one project, and that way when they have a problem on one build, they don't have to fix both problems on each build separately and work around. It'll be uniform and easy, and my OCD totally agrees with that. It's really just Ubisoft trying to get into the Chinese market, and I totally understand that. But we have some good pals, some good old friends that are also trying to get in bed with the Chinese market. Like that segue? I know you did. I thought of it all morning. So like Ubisoft, there's another big company getting into bed with the Chinese market. I don't have a problem with big companies expanding to the east. It doesn't bother me at all. What does bother me is how they do it. So if I'm going to start off with talking about anything, I have to talk about Diablo. Total Biscuit taught me to know the critics that you're reading. Granted, I'm reading it through Forbes, which they have a ton of clickbaity Fortnite guides and tutorials, and this guy, Eric Kane, does just that. I don't really think this Eric Kane guy has the best opinions. I don't think he is the smartest man or knows everything about video games at all by any means. I just found this article and I started reading it, and he does make some pretty good points. First of all, he starts off by saying, honestly, what the hell was Blizzard thinking announcing mobile game as a capstone reveal on the BlizzCon keynote event in front of its most passionate fans, all of whom are PC and console players first and foremost. Which, yes, if you play Diablo, you play it on console and you play it on PC. I don't have a problem with them bringing Diablo to mobile. What I do have a problem with is how they presented it. And we're just going to start it off. I'm going to show you this. This is so brilliant. And that's where I was thinking to myself, what the fuck? NetEase Games? This Chinese super god of technology companies that plaster ads all over every single website that they have, or they put pay to win features in every single video game that they have. And by video games, I mean they're the ones that published Minecraft Pocket Edition in China. They're the ones that created games like Fortcraft, a ripoff of Fortnite that also has the word craft in it, so it can have that Minecraft-esque clickbaity. They are the epitome of clickbait in the mobile games community. And I don't play mobile games. I played Clash Royale every once in a while. I didn't spend any money on it because I didn't see a point. Anyways, we're gonna keep going. So
the World Stone. It was the power of creation and the birth of our eternal conflict. From the high heavens to the burning hells, our desire to control that power poisoned its very nature.
Diablo Immortals is something totally separate from the other Diablos. Eric King brings up a good point. He talks about if we got a taste of Diablo 4, it tied us over. This whole fiasco would be much smaller controversy. If we even knew the tiniest details, had even a sliver of a glimpse at the game or cinematic from it, this firestorm would have been almost entirely avoided. This is the problem I have with a lot of critics, especially on like Forbes and IGN, is they restate shit over in different words. But anyways, he cites the modernization practices in mobile games, and I totally agree with that. They could have given us something for Diablo 4. A sequel to Diablo 3 or an extended story or a remaster of Diablo 2. That would have been awesome. But nobody really wanted this mobile game in the first place. No one was anticipating Blizzard's next Diablo to be a mobile game. No one wanted that. No one was looking forward to that. I can guarantee that nobody out there was like, man, I really hope that they put Diablo, the next Diablo, on mobile. I guarantee that shit never happened. Those words never came out of anyone's mouth. They lead us with this brilliant cinematic. It's phenomenal.
Spread.
I'd like to point this out. Right here. Character with a scythe. I was super excited for that. We, of course, got the Demon Hunter, the Berserker, the Paladin, it's probably a mage or warlock and a monk. It looks good. I mean, the concepts behind this look so good. They make me want to watch. They make me want to play this game. It's just, I don't want to have to deal with the clunky mechanics of a mobile game. I don't want to have to sit on my phone and look at my screen on my phone to play the next Diablo. I want to sit in my chair and play with my mouse and keyboard or with my controller. I'm not anticipating a mobile game. I don't want that. And I'm not the only one. I guarantee I'm not the only one. We have a right to be annoyed and angry about it. Out of all this scummy development comes some pretty fucking funny things. I'm going to start off with this right here. This was after watching. This was the iconic clip. You can't not love this, man.
Plans to make this playable on PC, or is this strictly mobile forever?
Are there any? Yeah, the current plan is to to be on mobile, both Android and iOS. We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC.
And then the boos from the crowd come in. And here's where the most brilliant, god-tier response at a convention could ever be. There is nothing better. The pinnacle of responses to an angry crowd. I'm sorry. Ready for it?
Do you guys not have phones?
Oh, God!
You play your tablet too.
You can play your tablet too. Fucking it. No, that's so good, man. That's so rich. Do you guys not have phones? You can play your tablet too. Oh, Jesus. Well, anyways. So, then there's this interview by IGN. And I'm not going to get started on IGN and the review policies today. That is for another day. That is for when they really piss me off, and I'm saving it. I'm saving it. I'm saving it. I know one of these days IGN's going to say some stupid shit, and they're going to make me angry. They do it all the time, but one of these days they're going to make me so angry I'm going to have to make a video about it. But here we go. I'd just like to point out that Wyatt Chang kind of looks like... It looks like his head was born yesterday, but his body was born 40 years ago, and he's going through some rough times and just bought a new motorcycle.
In terms of the fan reaction, was the fan reaction something that you were expecting? How would you classify the reaction? Obviously, mobile is a little bit of a dirty word, but what would you say to folks who were looking at this and seeing how people are reacting to it?
You know, I don't think mobile should be a dirty word. I love games. I love games. We love games. Everybody at Blizzard loves games, and we play it on a number of platforms. We play on PC. We play on console. We brought...
No shit, you fucking love games. We all do. The reason why we're angry is because we love games. You want to drop a mobile game, and that's it. You don't want to announce a PC platform. Look at this. This is what I have for my phone. It's a big phone. I get it. It's fast. It's a iPhone 7. I don't fucking know. It's a good phone, and I love it. But I don't think that you should have just announced this idea of this mobile game and that's it. There needs to be more, because I don't want to play on my phone when I'm sitting here in my chair. I have this build. I built my own computer. I have this 24-inch monitor for graphics to see every little pixel. They have this like mentality that they think that we can just transition to mobile. It's not here. It's not our market. It might be a Chinese market. I have to show you another clip. Oh my God.
Fortnite recently on mobile has caused many Western players now to adopt that control mechanic, and it is becoming now second nature here in the West. Making that feel super tight is probably the biggest single challenge that we've had. And then memory will be another one as we think about kind of the scope and scale of the type of game that we want to make.
Okay, here's the thing. It is not the same. It's not becoming second nature for anyone. The mobile mechanics are wonky. You don't have a physical feel. It is on a screen. There's joypads and awkward movement, and usually a lot of just picking your thumb up and moving it like you're trying to play Fortnite on a trackpad. No one's ideal way to play a video game is on mobile. The only reason that it is would be because you're out traveling or you're somewhere. You're going places, and you have this possibility of being able to actually play a game that you like on the go, and I get that. He talks about Fortnite causing this second nature to play video games on mobile, and that's not the case. We aren't playing Fortnite on mobile if we don't have to. I don't think anyone's playing Fortnite on mobile when they're at home. I think they're playing it on their PlayStation, their Xbox, their Switch, their PC. They're on their phone playing Fortnite on mobile, on the bus, going to school, at lunch, on their lunch breaks, at work when they're supposed to be working, wasting time, passing time by, outside, wherever they can get their stupid Fortnite fix. They're not primarily playing on mobile. It's not second nature. The controls are shit. That's the reason why they have these control matchups of matching people with mobile to mobile, because the skill level is totally different. I would love to play Diablo on my phone. I'm not saying don't make Diablo Immortals. I'm saying don't only make Diablo Immortals, but also don't make Diablo Immortals this pay-to-win, this paywall-infused game where I have to pay an extra $60 on a mobile phone to play a video game. Ubisoft does this all the time. They did it with Assassin's Creed Odyssey and the paywalls to increase the speed at which you gain experience in a single-player game. It blows my mind, all of these little paywalls and these buyable content, these loot crates. It's just not exactly what gaming used to be. And I get that it has to evolve in some way, but I don't want it to have to evolve into a money sink. People are spending thousands of dollars on Fortnite skins. I would just hope that Diablo Immortals was dropped in conjunction to a Diablo 4 or Diablo 2 remastered. It would make this whole backlash go away. I know I'm in different clothes. It's actually the next day from recording my video. But this world moves so fast, and there's more news that that have been pushed out. So I needed to cover that with you guys before I uploaded the full video. So on Game Rant, right here it says, for those of you unaware, about 2 weeks before BlizzCon 2018, Blizzard shared a blog post that stopped just short of actually confirming Diablo 4, with the publisher and developer asserting that fans should measure their expectations, as the game would not make an appearance at this year's event. Nevertheless, one of the unnamed sources claimed Blizzard was still going to assure fans that D4 was in development by playing the aforementioned teaser trailer at BlizzCon. But then those plans were nixed. So essentially, they had the power to stop all this backlash, all the memes, all the hate, the stock drops. Even Blizzard developers like Mark Kern recently argued that D4's exclusion from the event shows that Blizzard doesn't understand gamers anymore. I don't know what they were thinking. That's just some new information I wanted to get out to you guys before I upload this video. Blizzard's funky now. I'm so confused with what's going on with them. But I guess we'll just have to sit tight and see. The biggest fuck up here was that Wyatt Chang decided to focus on mobile instead of focusing on Diablo. That's what I have to say about that. I'm gonna leave off this segment with one of the funniest memes I've ever fucking seen. I don't like anal. Do you guys not have asses? Thank you, Shitlord X. It was amazing. Alright, moving on. We're going to get into some positive things. Everyone knows what happened with Blizzard and Diablo. That's no surprise. It's whatever. It's done, and we'll see where it goes from there. We can only just cross our fingers. Oramac said it the best. Oramac9691 said it the best. He said we just gotta stop bitching and play Red Dead like everyone else is, because that's what we need to be doing. And that's my segue into the next segment. Red Dead 2, motherfuckers. What about Red Dead 2? Red Dead 2. It hasn't done too much other than a lot. Yep, it hasn't done too much other than a lot, actually. This is going to be pretty brief. So, Red Dead actually surpassed $725 million in sales, which is pretty exceptional. That was only in the first 3 days. That is insane. To put that into scope, there is one game that beat it by a solid 375 or $275 million, which was Grand Theft Auto, another Rockstar game. So if you work for Rockstar, good on you guys. You've made a lot of fucking money in the past like 9 years because of 2 games. Red Dead 2 totally deserves it. I've been playing the shit out of it. I've got probably about 27 hours into it. I don't get shit done in that game because I have so much fun just fucking around, playing poker, killing people and robbing them, lassoing them off of horses, ragdolling them, dragging them, robbing trains. You can go hunt animals. There is just so much to do. I played poker for like an hour and a half, and I'm still on chapter 2. I have not finished chapter 2. So I don't ever think I'm gonna finish it because I put so much time in just fucking around. But one funny article I did find right here. I'm just gonna kind of not click on the things and all of them because there's some spoilers in this, but fuck you, partner, it's done for you. What happened is this guy named Colmo Driscoll, actually, in real life, is getting some hate mail. That's pretty hilarious. I just thought it was funny, and there's some spoilers ahead, so I don't want to open up all of them, but he's just getting shit like, "Wow, you damn O'Driscoll," stuff like that. I was gonna have a segment where I talk about Red Dead, but I don't really need to. You guys just need to go buy it. It's phenomenal. You won't regret it. It's an amazing game. It's fun. You can put. I'm gonna put well into 100 hours into it before I even finish it. Guarantee it. Other games coming out. Fallout 76. I have heard a little bit, and I watched like an hour and a half of gameplay just to get it. It seemed like he was just doing 3 hours of just killing shit. A lot of the Reddit reviews are talking about how 2 hours was not long enough. They wanted a lot longer to play it. The leveling system seems to be slow, but that's very MMO based. I mean, I have 96 days in total on RuneScape, and I am not near maxed. I only have like 299s, but I also dick around on that game all the time. But it just goes to show these MMOs have a lot of very dedicated fans. If you like MMOs, apparently you'll be liking Fallout 76. I'm kind of excited for it. I was really worried that it was going to be another ESO. I love Skyrim. I still play the shit out of that. But ESO was a bust. It was truly heartbreaking to have to play that game. I just hated going from point to point to point to point, doing these stupid quests over and over again, and they were all the same. It was just like, go here, kill this thing, go here, kill this thing, go here, kill this thing. And you just have to grind out levels in order to get to dungeons, in order to get to PvP, where you could be useful in it. But Fallout 76 doesn't seem like it's like that. The quests seem pretty varied. They seem pretty diverse. You can probably do a lot with them. The crafting seems intuitive. I know in ESO, the mining and lumbering and the skills are it's very Warcraft-esque, where you choose 2 and you focus on them. And then Fallout 76 doesn't seem like that. It seems more like it's going to be a free roam, do what you freaking want to, like a futuristic apocalypse of first-person high-definition RuneScape type of deal. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad comparison. Maybe not. I'll just have to buy it and see and let you guys know in the future. Moving on to video games that I've been playing. So, the next part of this segment, this show I want to do is I play a lot of different video games just to get an idea of them, just to explore new games and maybe one day hope I find a new favorite. And I have. I've found a lot of games that I love, and I've found a lot of games that I just fucking hated from the beginning. Shadow of the Tomb Raider got a 9 out of 10 by IGN. Like I said, I have problems with IGN. I don't trust their reviews ever. But I'd say a 9 out of 10 is a good number for Tomb Raider. IGN still does this weird thing where they score everything from like a 7 to 10 ratio. So there's a few problems I have with it. I've played enough of this to do a full review on it. So, with a story that manages to satisfactorily tread the line between high concept fun and grounded character exploration, Shadow of the Tomb Raider meaningfully wraps up its journey. Shadow of the Tomb Raider meaningfully. Oh my god. These are written like middle school papers when you need a bigger word. That's not the only problem. That's one of the problems I had with reading IGN. Shadow of the Tomb Raider meaningfully wraps up the journey Laura began in 2013 and convincingly leaves her, there's so many adverbs, leaves her in a place resembling where she was when we were first introduced to her more than 20 years ago. Tomb Raider is my game. Tomb Raider is my alma mater of video games. I love the puzzles. I always have. I've always enjoyed this type of play style. The things that I would nitpick are small, and it's like having to crawl under an object. If you start crawling under it, you can't stop and go backwards. That was extremely tedious, and it would cut off quite a bit of play time if I was playing for a long time, because I would want to go back somewhere and go make sure I didn't miss a corridor. So you'd have to crawl all the way through, turn around and crawl back through. But it's not like a huge deal. It's just something that's kind of annoying. The story was really fun. It was pretty exceptional, actually. You had all the goods. It was great. I felt everything from pride and joy to anxiety and stress. Shadow of the Tomb Raider did an amazing job making me feel stressed. I don't get that in a video game, especially single players, very often. When you'd be swimming through a cavern, you'd start to hear Laura kind of hold her breath back, and they'd get intense, and you'd have to hurry your way to the next air pocket, or you are swimming underwater and your ears are getting hit by this pounding from your heart rate, just to add this stressful tension to the game as you're swimming through crevices underwater and an eel attacks you, or it's this brilliant symphony of tension and excitement and realism, yet it adds enough supernatural aspects to the game to make you have a fantasy, yet at the same time relate it to a real world problem. It made my heart pound multiple times, running from the flood, from the mudslide, or dodging traps, and that feeling you'd get when you're stuck on a puzzle and you've been sitting there for 10 minutes trying to figure it out, and then eventually you get it. That feeling of excitement and accomplishment and that fuck yeah, I did it feeling. There's no other video game does it better than Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and I would give Shadow of the Tomb Raider a 10 out of 10, maybe a 9.8 for a few things because I'm nitpicky. Yeah, I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10. I gotta be harsher than that. I'm giving it a 9.7 because I'm extremely biased, and it's one of my favorite games. The only game that's ever scored higher than a 9.7 would be Horizon Zero Dawn. That game was exceptional. The story was brilliant. I still play that game and enjoy it, and I have nothing else to do in it but will put hours and hours into it just killing shit and running around and having fun. I love that game. I can't get enough of it. Shadow of the Tomb Raider was amazing. Definitely recommend it. A few nitpicky things, but ignore them. Get this game and enjoy the shit out of it if you like puzzle games. I want to take the last minute or so from this episode to feature a streamer, a content creator, indie game developer, company in general, really just someone in the gaming community that has some sort of impact on me or I find it impressive. And there's no better person to do my first one on Benji from Condemned Customs. This man is phenomenal. He's so talented. He can make anything work. This man does brilliant work. You should go definitely check him out on Twitter at Condemned Customs, or you can go to his website, condemnedcustoms.com. He's painted everything from Blue Yeti microphone in a Black Ops 4 theme to mice and controllers. As long as it comes apart, he will do it. And this dude has been side by side with me since the first day I started, and that was years ago. Not even from when I started. He was around from when I joined the gaming community, and this dude, he works his ass off, man. You should definitely go check him out. I could not be more proud of anyone, especially since he lives in my area. It's just really neat to see someone like him grow. So check him out. Awesome dude. Awesome talent. That's it for me, guys. Stay positive, stay compassionate, and stay critical.